dear kids? Hope all are fit and fine and doing well. Okay, in the previous class we have completed a poem about tall trees. And today in our English class we are going to learn a new and very interesting lesson. Do you know what its name? The title of the story is The Tale of Peter Rabbit. The Tale of Peter Rabbit. Who is Peter Rabbit? Peter Rabbit is a naughty bunny, naughty rabbit. Okay, this lesson is very interesting. I am sure you will like it very much. Before starting or before moving to our lesson, let's watch a cartoon film. You will like it very much and you can understand about the naughty Peter Rabbit.
Mopsy, don't push so. Anyway, Ma said I could carry a basket. Mama, she pulled my ears.
Come, that will do. Now, my dears, you may go into the fields or down the lane, but don't go into Mr. McGregor's garden. Your father had an accident there.
He was put in a pie by Mrs. McGregor.
He was put in a pie by Mrs. McGregor. Now run along and don't get into mischief. I'm going out.
Peter, come along, Peter.
Not likely.
Then old Mrs. Rabbit took a basket and her umbrella and went through the wood to the baker.
Now then, a loaf of brown bread and let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 currant buns.
Psst, Benjamin! Peter! I'll try and meet you tomorrow, under the big fir tree.
Flopsy, Mopsy and Cottontail, who were good little bunnies, went down the lane to gather blackberries. But Peter, who was very naughty, ran straight away to Mr. McGregor's garden and squeezed under the gate.
Mama will never find out. And in any case, I'm quite sure I can outrun Mr. McGregor. Yum, yum.
Having a good time, are we?
Radishes, my favourite. Gosh. I can't wait to tell Benjamin. Oh dear.
Feeling funny, are we?
Still, I'd better not leave that one on its own. Someone might notice it.
Wouldn't have a tummy ache, would we?
I do feel rather sick.
Faster than Mr. McGregor, are we?
Definitely something wrong with that one. I'd best find a little bit of parsley. Mr. McGregor!
Stop, thief! Come back here, you wee pest.
Oh no! I'll end up like Papa.
Where's that wee varmint? Ah! Gotcha, you wee... Ah!
Help!
Stop, thief! Oh! Come back! Wait, I'm gonna...
Oh no! There goes my other shoe!
Ah!
Goodness, where am I now? Must get out. Must get out. Is it this way? No. Oh, I don't know. Perhaps it's this way. Or is it this way? No, this way.
Don't give up. Don't just lie there. Come on, keep on trying. Before Mr. McGregor comes. Quick, Mr. McGregor. Mr. McGregor's coming. Try.
It's no use. My brass buttons are all caught up. Mrs. McGregor will put me in a pie.
Come on, keep on trying. Before Mr. McGregor comes. Quick, Mr. McGregor. Mr. McGregor's coming. Try. Come on, try. Quick, it'll be too late. Oh, come on, come on.
Gotcha! I know that rabbit's here somewhere. And I'll find an antidote about that. Come on and show yourself, you wee beastie. I know fine you're here. Stop! Stop, thief!
If you please, ma'am, could you tell me the way to the gate? Oh, please help me. But which way? Oh my goodness. I must be quiet. Cousin Benjamin warned me about cats. The gate! The gate! I can see the gate!
Stop! Get back here, you wee beast! You. Stop, thief!
The gate! The gate! Oh no! My coat! My shoes! will be furious. What shall I tell her? I daren't go back in there. Mr. McGregor is sure to be waiting for me. And I'm late for supper.
Peter, late again. Where have you been? Not in Mr. McGregor's garden again, I hope. And where are your clothes? I suppose you're going to tell me that you have lost them again. Do you realise that is the second little jacket and pair of shoes you've lost in a fortnight? You shall go straight to bed without any supper. I must say, you don't look too well. I'll give you a dose of chamomile tea. Do try not to stain your aprons. This should set you to rights. Mr. McGregor's garden, indeed. There. Go to sleep now.
Good night, Mama.
Okay, children, how was the film? Very interesting, no? Yeah. Okay, how was the Peter Rabbit? He is very naughty. Did you understand the story? Once again, I will explain that. 4 bunnies were there. They lived with their mother underneath a big tree. What was the name? First one, Flopsy. Flopsy. Second one, Mopsy. Very interesting names, no? Mopsy, Flopsy, Mopsy. Then Peter and Cottontail. Cottontail. 4 bunnies lived with their mother, and one day their mother went out to get something. That time mother told the bunnies, don't go anywhere. You can go near the line and play there, but don't be naughty. And don't go to Mr. McGregor's garden. Mr. McGregor's garden. Mr. McGregor, the owner of the farm. Why Mother Rabbit told like that? Because before their father had an accident there in the farm, in the garden, McGregor's garden. That's why she advised not to go to the Mr. McGregor's garden. Flopsy, Mopsy and Cottontail were good bunnies. They will obey the mother's word. But Peter was naughty. Peter was very naughty. And they agreed. Mother Rabbit went. What they did? Flopsy, Mopsy and Cottontail went near the garden and collected blackberries. Blackberries. Do you like blackberries? See? Blackberries. But what our Peter did? Peter Rabbit ran to the Mr. McGregor's garden and squeezed under the gate. Squeezed. Squeezed. What is the meaning of squeezed? Squeezed. Get into a narrow space. Squeezed under the gate. Get into a narrow space. Now what he did? First he ate some lettuces. First he ate some lettuces. Do you know lettuces? Lettuces we add in the salads. Lettuces, one type of leaf, and rabbit like it. Okay, see the picture. This is lettuce. Okay, and first our Peter Rabbit ate some lettuces. Then what he ate? French beans. Next, French beans. French beans. After eating lettuces, he ate some French beans. From where? From Mr. McGregor's garden. Okay, and next, and then some radishes. And some radishes. After that, he ate some radishes. See, first he ate lettuces, then French beans, then radishes. He soon felt sick. He soon felt sick, stomachache or something like that. As he went to look for some parsley leaves. See the picture. Parsley leaves. And he ate these three things, then also he wanted to eat more. And he was looking for parsley leaves. Then, whom should he meet but Mr. McGregor? When he was looking for parsley leaf, who was there? Mr. McGregor. Mr. McGregor. Mr. McGregor was on his knees planting cabbages. What he was doing there? Mr. McGregor was planting cabbages in his garden. Okay. But he jumped up and ran after Peter, calling out, "Stop, thief!" Mr. McGregor saw Peter and he jumped up. He was kneeled down and planting the cabbages, but he jumped up and ran after Peter by calling out. What he was calling out? "Stop, thief!" Who is the thief? Peter Rabbit, because Peter squeezed into the garden and ate many things from Mr. McGregor's garden. That's why Mr. McGregor called Peter thief. Okay, Peter was frightened. Peter scared, frightened. This word already we have learned in the first lesson. Frightened, afraid or scared. What's the meaning of frightened? Scared. Who scared here? Peter Rabbit scared. He rushed all over the garden. He rushed all over the garden. What is the meaning of rushed? Rushed. Rushed means run very hurry. That is rushed. And he forgot the way back to the gate. And Peter Rabbit forgot the way back to the gate and he ran all over in the garden. He lost one of his shoes among the cabbages. He lost one shoes. He had worn shoes and jacket. He lost one of his shoes among the cabbages. He was in hurry to go back the gate, but he forgot the way. And the other shoe among the potatoes. Both shoes he had lost. He began to run on 4 legs. He began to run on his 4 legs. He went faster, but unfortunately ran into a gooseberry net. He trapped in a gooseberry net. Gooseberry. Do you know gooseberry? See the picture? That is gooseberry. And got caught by the large brass buttons on his jacket. He wore big jacket and got caught the brass buttons, big buttons in the net. It was a new jacket and it was a new jacket. Okay, Peter shed big tears. Peter got caught in the net and he can't run. and he cried. Some friendly sparrows overheard his sobs. Some friendly sparrows, small birds heard his sobs. Sobs. What is the meaning of sobs? Weeps. Sobs means weeps. Weeps. Who heard? Some friendly sparrows heard his weeps, sobs. They flew to him in great excitement and asked him to try harder. The sparrows are small birds, they can't do anything, but they went near the rabbit and asked him to try harder. For what? To escape. But Mr. McGregor brought a sieve. Sieve. What is the meaning of sieve? See the picture, that is sieve. And tried to pop it on top of Peter, but Peter wriggled out just in that time. Peter, why did McGregor brought sieve? To catch, to pop up on the top of rabbit. But Peter left his jacket and wriggled out. What is the meaning of wriggled out? Moved out by twisting and turning. That is wriggled out. Wriggled out. Who wriggled out? Peter Rabbit wriggled out when Mr. McGregor came to catch him with the sieve. He rushed into the tool shed. Who rushed into the tool shed? Peter Rabbit rushed into the tool shed. TOOLSHED. Tool shed means where the tools are keeping. Okay, that is tool shed. Who ran? Peter Rabbit rushed into the tool shed and jumped into a water can to hide. And he jumped into a water can. Mr. McGregor was quite sure Peter was somewhere there. He looked carefully. Mr. McGregor was sure Peter Rabbit somewhere there in the tool shed, but he cannot find, because Peter Rabbit is in the water can. Mr. McGregor cannot find him, but he was sure he is somewhere there in the tool shed. Okay children, today this much only. Okay, now let's read our lesson. Put your pointer finger and repeat after the teacher. Keep your finger as we read. Ready? Okay, lesson 2, the tale of Peter Rabbit. Lesson 2, the tale of Peter Rabbit. And here is warm up. If we are in the school, we could have been done this, but now it is not possible. So this warm up you do at your home with your parents or brother or sister. Okay, what you want to do? Yeah, play this game. Say another word that comes to your mind when you hear each word. Okay, call out these words. Play this game fast to make more interesting. Example is here, summer. If anybody says summer, another can say holidays, watermelon and hot. These all words are related with summer. Like that, you can do these words also. Food, fun, trouble, garden, home. Okay? Now listen here. Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail and Peter were 4 little rabbits. They lived with their mother underneath. Underneath means under the root of a large fir tree. Now, my dears, said old Mrs. Rabbit one morning. You may go into the fields or down the lane, but don't go into Mr. McGregor's garden. What we can read is Mr. McGregor's garden. Your father had an accident there. Now run along and don't get into mischief. Flopsy, Mopsy and Cottontail, who were good little bunnies, went down the lane to gather blackberries. And what did Peter do? Peter, who was very naughty, ran straight to Mr. McGregor's garden and squeezed under the gate. First, he ate some lettuces and some French beans and then some radishes. He soon felt sick. As he went to look for some parsley, whom should he meet but Mr. McGregor? Children, now come to next page. Mr. McGregor was on his knees planting cabbages, but he jumped up and ran after Peter, calling out, "Stop, thief!" Peter was frightened. He rushed all over the garden, for he had forgotten the way back to the gate. He lost one of his shoes among the cabbages and the other shoe among the potatoes. He began to run on 4 legs. He went faster but unfortunately ran into a gooseberry net and got caught by the large brass buttons on his jacket. It was a new jacket. Peter shed big tears. Some friendly sparrows overheard his sobs. They flew to him in great excitement and asked him to try harder. Mr. McGregor brought a sieve and tried to pop it on top of Peter, but Peter wriggled out just in time. Wriggled out, leaving his jacket behind him. He rushed into the tool shed and jumped into a water can. Mr. McGregor was quite sure Peter was somewhere there. He looked carefully. Okay? This much. Put here 1 tick mark and read the lesson till here 3 times. Okay, children? Thank you.